What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be redoing one of my ball python's tanks. This one. This is my big girl Rogue's tank. You saw her in the last video. She's my biggest ball python, and she has a habit of smashing down everything in her tank. Now, I've propped up some of the wood pieces, so it's not as bad as it was, but she's knocked everything in this tank down before, so we're just going to go ahead and add some more stuff to the tank. That way she can't knock it down nearly as easy. Now, the first thing we're going to add is some of these branches. I got them from a buddy of mine. He had a tree fall down in his yard and cut up some of these branches, and we're going to go put them in her tank. Branches, we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start clearing this tank out. That way we can take out the substrate and put a new substrate in. But first thing I got to do is take Rogue out of the tank. Plants out of the way. I can take her hide off. Now, she's never tried to strike at me, but she's very food aggressive. And I don't want her to think that she's getting fed right now. Now, isn't she pretty? So for now, we're gonna have to put her in one of these tubs just until we get done cleaning her enclosure and redoing it. That's why having one of these rack systems on hand can be a good thing, even if you're not housing snakes in them all the time. Alright, so now that we've got her out, we're going to start taking all of this plants and all this stuff out until we get down to the soil, and then we'll take that out. Alright guys, now that we've got this mostly cleaned out, we're going to start putting some new substrate in it. I've got the new substrate right here in this tub. I just got to mix it up a little, but for substrate for a ball python, you can use Reptile or coconut fiber by itself if you want. It holds humidity just fine, but if you want to get out cheap with something that works just as well, if not better, 40% topsoil, 40% play sand, and 20% something else to kind of keep the soil nice and airy. So peat moss, sphagnum moss, something like that is best. But now I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff mixed up, and then we're going to put it in the tank. Alright, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the tank. It might be a little easier to mix up in there, because in this tub it's kind of hard to get my arms all the way down to the bottom. Alright, now every so often, as I'm putting this stuff in, I'm going to go ahead and spray it down. That way the substrate stays nice and moist, because you need it to be really humid in here, and with this thick layer of substrate, it's going to dry out quicker if none of your substrate is wet in the first place. Alright, so it doesn't look quite as deep as I wanted it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of this bag of topsoil. You want a pretty deep layer of substrate that way. That holds the humidity pretty well. Spread it out, sloping it up towards the back. Just gotta spray it down one last time. Make sure everything's nice and damp, but not soaking wet. Clean off some of these walls a little bit. Alright. Now that's our substrate, and now we can go ahead and start on the hardscape. Now I want to go ahead and start with this big piece. If I can get it in here. It's a little short. I'm gonna go cut some of this off. Alright, let's try this again real quick. Alrighty. I'll try to dig out a spot for this to lay just so that it doesn't get pushed back in the corner. Might try to put something right here so it doesn't keep sliding down, because at the moment that's what it's trying to do. Maybe I'll just bring it over like that. Yeah, that'll work. Next is going to be this piece. It's a little bit longer now, but I can't decide if I want to. That might work. No, it's too close. Got a little X shape going, but I would rather her have some climbing space that she isn't going to be able to just knock over anytime she wants. I may have to play with this a little bit before I get something I like. Alright, now we'll start to put in some of the hides and plants and stuff. Got a couple of these rocks that I can actually probably use to keep some of these pieces of wood in place. Alright, now we can start to put the hides in. I like to dig out a little bit of a burrow for her, because ball pythons in the wild like to hide in termite mounds, and this way she's got a hole that she can hide in and feel a little more comfortable. Take this out. Oh, she's got a good hide over there. I wish I had a better hide for this side, but I don't have any more cork flats to make any more burrows at the moment, so I'm just gonna have to use this fake log hide for now. But all this extra climbing space, all this movement, this will give her more enrichment so that she feels more entertained. I don't know if I'm going to continue to use this branch right here, but it might be good to hold up some other pieces of wood. Give her a little extra climbing that she can do. I've got this ghost wood that I might put back in here, depending on what I can do with it. Not sure if I can do anything with it, to be honest, but we're going to give it a shot. That might be alright right there. Starting to look pretty good, and that's all of our hardscape at the moment. So now we can go ahead and put in the plants. I'd like to give her as much cover as possible. That way she feels safe and comfortable. Alright, well, I think we're about done with the plants. Alright, that's kind of what we're looking at now. Lots of greenery, lots of climbing space, and lots of hiding spots. Alright, now that we've done the escaping, we're going to go ahead and give it one last spray down. Cover it up. Make sure we get that humidity up. Alright, so the last thing we're going to do is we're going to set our water bowl in here. Now we're going to fill it up. Alright, now it's done. Now the only thing left to do is to put her back in it. Hey, sweet girl. Oh, you're okay. You're okay. Oh, you're so pretty. You ready to go into your new home? Oh, yeah. Going straight into that hide. Oh. I think she's ready to go ahead and start exploring, maybe. Well, for now, I'm gonna let her kind of relax, and I'll come back in here in a little while, and I'll let her get used to this, and if I catch her moving around and stuff, I'll record it for you. Oh, look at this, guys. She's already climbing and exploring. Oh, she sees me. She probably thinks I have food. Well, the only thing missing from this setup really is a UVB light, which is what I have here. And I am going to set that up later, but ball pythons don't necessarily need it, but it is beneficial in a few ways. So if you go to set up your ball pythons in enclosure and you want to use UVB, go right ahead, because it is beneficial. Now eventually I will be setting her up in a bioactive enclosure, but I think I'm probably going to wait, because based on the amount of moving around she does and how much she explores, I might end up putting her in a bigger enclosure down the road. So I might just wait till then to do that. But otherwise, I think that's going to be it. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions of how to make this enclosure better. But that's going to be it for today, guys. So until the next video, peace.